Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Caitlin. I am so happy to join you today. I appreciate your patience with me in getting this class out. I have the day off and I just needed to kind of tend to my own space today to feel a little refreshed and rejuvenated. Um, so, thanks for your patience. I hope that this yoga class finds you with what you need. Um, so, one thing that I've been sensing into a little bit with the group recently is this sort of feeling of overwhelm in terms of not just completing the tasks at hand that we have been given and we choose to embark upon, but also just this sort of overwhelm within the greater scope of our lives. So, my intention with this yoga class for you this afternoon is to not only provide you with a little bit of relief, a little bit of softening, but also integration. We've been on this journey together for about 7 days, and it's a really good time to check in with the toolbox and see what we've learned to sort of process and integrate that. So things that you might find helpful for your practice, blocks. If you don't have blocks at home, you might choose to utilize books or jars, like maybe you have some jars of spaghetti sauce or something like that. You might also choose to have a blanket. Neither of these things are necessary to find what you need in this practice. So anyway, we'll begin our journey on our backs. Let me just make sure that my computer is doing its thing. Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and get started on our backs. So when you're ready, go ahead and lay down on the back, bend the knees, and plant the feet. We'll walk the feet out just about as wide as your mat. And if you're not practicing with a mat right now, that's okay. Just walk the feet a little bit wider than hip width distance and allow the knees to knock inward. Draw one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And start to close down the eyes. So we take a moment to arrive here in this space. Taking a moment to allow the physical body to fully arrive here on your mat. Letting go of whatever it was that you were doing before you came to your practice. And just setting aside whatever it is that you'll be up to afterwards. Inviting all parts of yourself into this present moment. And as we invite that internal awareness to awaken, we can begin to notice the breath. At first, simply noticing the quality of the breath as it is in this moment, without needing to change, without needing to judge, just simply becoming witness to what is. Integrating all parts of yourself into this moment. The messy parts, the exhausted parts, the fidgety parts, all parts of you are welcome here. So with that, take a deep breath in through the nose and open the mouth, exhaling to let it go. Let's do that again. Inhaling through the nose and open the mouth, exhaling it out. One more cleansing breath in. And an open mouth, exhaling it out. And as we begin to settle here onto the mat, I'll invite in a deeper, more intentional breath. So this breath is called Durga Pranayam, which is a 3-part yogic breath. So as you're ready, we'll empty out all of our air. And on the inhale, we'll begin to fill up the belly, and then the rib cage, and then the collarbone area. So filling up in 3 parts. At the top, we'll hold. And as we exhale, we'll exhale the reverse, releasing the collarbones, and then the rib cage, and then the belly. And we'll continue on like this. So inhaling into the belly, and then the rib cage, and then the collarbones, holding at the top, and exhaling from collarbones to rib cage to belly. We'll do a few more rounds like that on your own, filling up the 3 parts of the abdominal cavity on the inhale, holding at the top and exhaling to let it go. Releasing in 3 parts. And again, inhaling to the belly, rib cage, and collarbones, and exhaling, collarbones, rib cage, and belly. One more on your own. Exhaling to let it go. And I invite you, as we practice this afternoon, to cultivate this breath, this Durga Pranayam, the 3-part breath, inviting in a rich oxygenation of the blood and the organs and the rest of your being as we start to integrate the mind, the body, and the spirit. As you're ready, releasing the hands down by the sides. We'll just gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side, releasing the low back and encouraging a little blood flow into the hips. In your own time, begin to hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here. A squeeze of gratitude for showing up on your mat today. On your next inhale, keep the right knee drawing in, but extend the left leg long onto the mat. So press that left heel into the earth and then flex both sets of toes back towards your face. We'll take a breath in, and on a breath out, hug the right knee up into the right armpit. Give yourself a squeeze here. Find another inhale. And on an exhale, we'll draw the knee across the body, taking a little twist. So we'll take just a gentle supine twist here, opening the right arm over to the right. Find a breath in here. And on a breath out, gaze over towards the right thumb. As you inhale, coming back to center, hug both knees into the chest once again. Give yourself a little squeeze. And on an exhale, we'll keep that left knee hugging in, right knee extends long onto the mat. Finding a breath in here. And on a breath out, we draw the left knee into the left armpit. Give yourself a little squeeze here. Take another inhale, and on an exhale, we draw the left knee across the body, opening that left arm into a T. Find a breath in here, and on a breath out, gazing over towards the left. Another inhale, and an exhale. As you inhale, coming back through center, squeeze both knees into the chest, and then we'll just start to rock and roll the length of the mat. So from the crown of the head to the tailbone, we'll rock back and forth on our mat. massaging out the spine, awakening the synovial fluid in between the vertebrae. And when you're ready, we'll meet in a seated position. So we'll do just a little bit of meditation here to begin. You might choose to sit up onto a blanket or a cushion, a towel, or your block. When you're ready, finding a tall spine, rooting into the sits bones, lengthen the crown of the head towards the sky. Receive a full breath in here, drawing the shoulders up towards the ears. And on a breath out, we relax the shoulders down the back. Another inhale. And an exhale, releasing. One more breath in. And a breath out. Letting the eyes hang heavy, drawing your awareness within. So I'd like to offer you a hand gesture or a mudra called Hakini Mudra. And the way that this mudra goes is we'll take the tips of each finger and rest them together, creating sort of like a sphere with the hands that we rest in front of the navel center. So Hakini is the goddess that is in charge of our third eye center. And this is a gesture of integration. It creates equilibrium between not only the left and the right sides of the physical body, but also an equilibrium between the feminine and the masculine aspects of ourselves, cultivating both receptivity and action, cultivating greater awareness within the quality of our beings. And so this day of integration, we unify both the actions that we have taken in this course together and what we have been receiving, the knowledge, the insights. And with that, let's take a breath in and a breath out. Another inhale and an exhale. Then on your next inhale, we'll reach the wings wide, broadening through the collarbones, shining the tender heart forward. And on an exhale, we gather it all in, dropping the chin to chest. Let's do that again. So inhale, we open up through that tender heart, reaching out to the corners of our being. And as we exhale, we gather the energy within us, harnessing it within our tender heart. Once again, arms spread wide, heart opens, gaze lifts to the sky this time. And an exhale, we draw it all within, bowing the chin to the chest. Finding another inhale through the nose. And an exhale. As you take this next moment to pause, I invite you to perhaps tap into the subtle whisperings of your tender heart, inviting that heart to speak to you in this moment, to activate an intention for your practice today. Perhaps you can distill that intention, that subtle longing of your heart, into one word that you can come back to again and again as we move and breathe and cultivate that heart-centered presence together today. So finding a breath in and a breath out, planting that little seedling of intention into the fertile soils of your heart, knowing that your breath and your effort today will only serve to nourish that little seedling so that it may take root in your life and begin to grow little sprouts of magic within all aspects of your being. Finding one more breath in here and a breath out. Releasing the gesture, our Hakini Mudra, release the fingertips to the earth. Continuing to drop the chin towards the chest, we start to rock the head from side to side, offering a small awakening in the back of the neck and the shoulders. Continuing to tap into breath. Perhaps that gentle movement starts to turn into some bigger, wider circles with the head, the neck, and the nose as we take this up and around. If you haven't already, beginning to change directions with the head and the neck. Perhaps it's the end of your day, or perhaps it's the very beginning, and you feel those snaps, cracks, and pops in the neck, just inviting compassion to those areas of sensation. As you're ready, guiding the head back to center, take a breath in, lengthening the crown of the head towards the sky, and a breath out, we drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Find an inhale here, and an exhale, tiptoe the right fingers out, away from the right hip, and eventually reach the fingertips away from the ground and away from you. So in this moment, we extend the crown of the head towards the left, the fingertips towards the right, and take a breath in and a breath out. If you would like to intensify the sensation here, draw the left fingertips to the right temple and just gently create a slight tractioning in the side of the neck, finding a breath in here and a breath out. Another inhale and an exhale to drop the chin towards the left collarbone. Taking one more breath in here and a breath out. Utilize those left fingertips to guide the head back to center, and then perhaps just taking some wider circles with the head and the neck. As you're ready, receive another inhale, lengthening through the spine, and an exhale, we drop a right ear to right shoulder, and again, we toe, heel, or fingertip the left fingers out towards the left. And then reach the fingertips away from us, extending through the crown of the head. Take a breath in and a breath out. Another inhale and an exhale. Same thing, if you would like, you can reach the right fingertips to the left temple this time and just offer yourself a little bit of extra traction here. Extending from the fingers out the crown of the head. Take a breath in and a breath out. Another inhale. And this time on an exhale, dropping the chin towards the right collarbone, just shifting the sensation in the neck slightly. Finding that deeper breath in and a deeper breath out. One more inhale. And exhale, releasing the left hand and guiding the head back to center with the fingertips. Once again, finding some circles with the head and the neck, just allowing some fresh blood flow into this area. Then, as you're ready, we'll extend the arms wide into a T. Take a breath in, and on a breath out, we bend the elbows, reach the fingertips to the shoulders. Starting to take some big circles with the elbows. Maybe you get the elbows to come together to touch. Lubricating through the shoulders. Perhaps you start to shift the direction of your circles, sending your elbows in the opposite way here. If you're anything like me, there is a little bit of tension, tightness, and holding on in the shoulder, the head, and the neck. So just gifting ourselves some presence, some patience, and some breath here. And then as you're ready, releasing the hands down by your sides. Take a breath in, reach the hands towards the sky. And on a breath out, we release the right hand to the earth. Reach the left hand towards the sky. So continue to press into the right hand, rooting into both sits bones. Take a breath in. And on a breath out, we peel the left shoulder back in space. Finding another inhale here. And an exhale. As we inhale, extending both hands to the sky, and then exhaling to release the left hand. Right hand reaches up above the head. Take a breath in and a breath out, peeling the right shoulder back in space. Maybe the gaze lifts towards the fingers, or perhaps you gaze down towards the floor. Finding another breath in here and a breath out. On an inhale, reach both hands to the sky. And this time as we exhale, we'll twist to the right. So the right hand comes behind the left hip. Left hand comes to the left knee. As you inhale, press into the right fingertips, lifting up through the crown of the head, opening through the heart. And then as we exhale, pulling navel to spine, peeling open towards the right. Find another breath in here and a breath out. On your next inhale, stay here in your twist. Reach the right hand towards the sky, lengthening through the right side body. And on an exhale, we take a little side body stretch over to the left. So the right fingertips reach up overhead, opening through the right rib cage. Take a breath in and a breath out. Another inhale here. And exhaling to release that right hand, we twist back to center. Take a moment to pause in the center, allowing the spine to integrate these movements. As we inhale, reaching the hands wide and high up overhead, and exhale, we twist on over to the left. So right hand to left knee, left fingertips come back behind you, pressing into the earth. Take an inhale here, and an exhale, peeling the left shoulder open. So twisting from the navel center, take an inhale to lengthen, and an exhale to twist. One more breath in, and a breath out. Staying here in your twist. On your next inhale, reaching the left hand to the sky, and exhaling, taking it on over towards the right. So we root into the sits bones, reach the left fingertips up overhead, opening through the left rib cage this time. Take a breath in, and a breath out. As you inhale, coming back to center, unraveling the spine and pausing here in the moment. What is awakening for you right now? Perhaps there is a feeling of fatigue or stagnation, or perhaps you're feeling a little bit energized, you're feeling good and embodied. Wherever you are this afternoon, know that it is welcome here, and it is all part of this present moment. So how do we meet ourselves with more grace, with a little bit of curiosity and childlike wonder? Take another breath in and a breath out. All right. So let's transition now onto our hands and knees. I have a little bit of sensitivity in the knees, so I'm just going to unfold my blanket here to offer a little bit of cushion to the joints. In your tabletop, go ahead and root the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, pressing the tops of the feet into the earth and spreading through the fingers, and then just start to wag that tail from side to side, welcoming yourself here onto the mat. Press into the hands and into the feet, and extend the crown of the head forward, hugging those low ribs in. Take a breath in, we'll pull the heart through the biceps, the gaze will lift, belly hangs low, and as we exhale, we'll press into the earth, hugging navel to spine, tucking chin to chest. Let's continue like that a few times. So inhale, gaze lifts, belly hangs, and exhale to round, pressing the back of the heart towards the sky. Taking 2 more rounds of cat-cow here on your own, inhaling forward. And exhaling to round, tucking chin, tucking the hips. And again, inhale, looking forward. And exhaling to round. Once more on your own. And then as we inhale, we'll come back to that neutral tabletop position. Walk the hands one handprint forward. And we'll just take some big circles with the hips, starting to lubricate through the hip joints here. Moving in one direction, and then the other. And then coming back to center, walk those hands directly underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in here. And on a breath out, we'll make our way to child's pose. So knees wide, toes together to touch. Slide the hands long onto the earth and rest the forehead. Invite the hips down towards the heels and take a moment to check in with your intention this afternoon. Breathing into the back of the body, exploring that back side of the heart. Find a breath in and a breath out. Another inhale and an exhale, softening, releasing onto the earth. Now we'll take something called striking cobra. So on your next inhale, we'll roll over the tops of the knees onto the hands and pull the heels towards the tailbone. Gaze will lift. And as we exhale, we'll press into the hands, send the hips back for child's pose. Let's move through that a few times. Inhaling to roll forward, heart lifts, gaze lifts, and exhaling back, child's pose, engaging the low ribs. Inhaling, we roll forward, heels to the tailbone, and exhaling, we press it back. Once more, inhale, and an exhale. On your next inhale, coming back to our tabletop position, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. As you inhale, we'll extend the left fingertips forward. Right foot extends back behind you. So turn the right toes towards the earth, left thumb towards the sky, finding a breath in here. And on a breath out, we draw elbow to knee, rounding the spine. Inhaling to grow long, and exhaling to round. Once more, breath in, and a breath out. Hug it in. Then, as you inhale, reach the right hand forward, left hand forward, right foot back behind you. We'll keep that right foot extended, but set the left hand onto the earth. Then we'll drop the right toes onto the floor, extending through the heel, taking a breath in here and a breath out. We'll start to open into a supported side plank, Tawse-Garcia. So we'll roll the right heel to the left, toes to the right, and pivot on that right knee. At the same time, we'll reach the right fingertips towards the sky. So Tawse-Garcia, side plank. Press the right heel into the earth. Take a breath in, peel the heart open. On a breath out, let's reach those right fingers towards the top edge of our space. Finding a breath in here. And on a breath out, we'll find some air guitars with that top hand. So taking some big circles with the right arm in one direction. And then the other, lubricating that shoulder joints. Find an inhale here, opening through the heart, maybe gaze lifts towards the ceiling. And then exhaling to close it on down. So coming back into your tabletop, let's take a round of cat-cow here, continuing to awaken the spinal column. And then we'll go ahead and take that on the other side. So rooting into the right hand, or the left hand this time, reach the right hand forward, extend the left foot back behind you. So turning the right thumb to the sky, dialing the left pinky toe towards your mat. Take an inhale here, and exhale, we round, elbow to knee. Inhaling to grow nice and long, And exhaling to hug it in. Once more, breath in and a breath out. And then as we inhale, let's extend. Release the right hand to the earth and then just set those left toes onto the floor. Pressing out through the left heel, we take a breath in and a breath out. Maybe just rocking back and forth on the ball of that back foot to awaken the back of the leg. So then we shift to our Vashisthasana on this side, side plank. Spinning the left heel to the right, toes to the left. Pivot on the right knee and then reach that left foot into, or left hand into the sky. Find an inhale here and an exhale, we reach the left fingertips up overhead. So pressing into the outer edge of that left foot, creating a nice opening through the left side body. Find a breath in and a breath out. Another inhale here and an exhale, releasing it down back to our tabletop. Finding a round of cat-cow here. Neutralize the spine. As you're ready, spread through the fingers, press the knuckles into the earth, and then tuck the toes. We'll make our way back to downward facing dog. Lifting the knees, press the hips to the sky. Find a bend in the knees here, and just start to pedal out the legs. Lowering one heel and then the other, gently awakening through the back of the body. Take a breath in. And on a breath out, we drop the chest towards the tops of the thighs. It's helpful to have a nice bend in the knees here that allows us to reach the tailbone towards the sky. Find a breath in and a breath out. Another inhale here and an exhale. Slowly start to walk the hands back to meet your feet at the back edge of your mat for a forward fold, Uttanasana. So bend your knees a lot here and allow the chest to drape over the tops of the thighs. Release your head and your neck towards the earth. Taking a breath in here and a breath out, drawing chin to chest. So perhaps you take a ragdoll, grabbing hold of opposite elbows. Or maybe you want to interlace your fingers at the base of your skull, wrapping the forearms around your jaw to create a little more traction in the spine. Wherever you are, you can sway from side to side or back and forth, allowing gravity to create space between the vertebrae. Release the hands down, and on an inhale, we'll lift up halfway, long spine, extending the crown of the head forward. Press the palms into the shins or the thighs. And as you exhale, we'll hinge at the hips, forward fold. Uttanasana. Let's do that again. Inhaling, halfway lift, long spine. Crown of the head extends forward as you hug the low ribs in. And then exhale, we fold. One more breath in, inhale, and a breath out to fold. As you inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up to stand, hands reach up above the head, and then exhale, we draw the hands through heart center, and then find our Hakini Mudra. So again, the tips of each finger will come together to touch, creating like a sphere with the hands that we can rest in front of the navel center, integrating all parts of ourselves, all aspects of the journey up until this point. So finding an inhale here, and an exhale, closing the eyes down, we reconnect with that intention, that word, that little seedling of our deeper heart's desires. Find an inhale, sweep the hands towards the sky, and an exhale, we draw the hands together to touch, and then allow the fingers to come to Hakini Mudra. Inhaling again, fingers to the sky, arms reach, Exhaling the hands together, Hakini Mudra. One more time. Inhale those hands wide and high up overhead. And exhaling, drawing the hands together at the navel center. We find a breath in and a breath out. On an inhale, sweep the hands to the sky. This time as you exhale, grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand and we'll pull it on over towards the right. Take an inhale to press into the right foot, lifting up and out of the pelvis. And an exhale, we draw the hand over towards the right. Take another inhale here, and then exhale, we'll step the left foot behind the right, press into the ball of the left foot to lift up and out of the pelvis, creating an opening in the diaphragm. Receive a full breath in and a breath out. As we inhale, coming back to center, release the hands, and then exhale, other side, grab hold of right wrist with left hand and draw it over towards the left. Utilize the next breath in to lift up out of the pelvis, and then a breath out to draw the right hand over towards the left, just another inch. So we take a breath in here, and a breath out. Step the right foot behind the left. Press into the ball of that right foot and lift up out of the pelvis, and a breath out, just deepening our side body stretch. Inhaling back to center, reaching the hands towards the sky. And this time as we exhale, sweep the hands behind the low back. Interlace the fingers, take a breath in, heart lifts, and a breath out, hinging at the hips, forward fold. So options here, you can leave your fist resting on your sacrum, your low back, or reach the hands towards the sky, creating an opening through the front of the chest. Find a breath in here, and a breath out, we release the hands down. On an inhale, lifting halfway, long spine, and exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Let's go up again. So as you inhale, press into the feet, come all the way up to stand, hands above the head, and then exhale, drawing the hands together through heart center, fingertips to Hakini Mudra, integrating all parts of ourselves. On an inhale, sweep the hands up overhead, and as we exhale, grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand, pull it on over towards the right. Find an inhale here, and on an exhale, let's step the left foot behind us. Inhaling to press into the ball of the left foot and lift up out of the pelvis. Exhale to the right. Inhaling, we come back to center. And exhaling on over to the other side. Grabbing hold of the right wrist with the left hand, take a breath in. And on the breath out, we step the right toes behind us. Inhaling to lift up out of the pelvis. And exhaling to the left. Inhale, coming back to center. Hands reach towards the sky. And exhale, sweep the hands behind the low back. Find an inhale here, heart lifts. And an exhale, we hinge at the hips, forward. Little bend in the knees on the way down. Find a breath in. And a breath out. Release the hands down. Take an inhale, lifting halfway, long spine. And as we exhale, we'll plant the hands. So you might want to invite your blocks in here. Root the hands onto the blocks or books or whatever it is that you're using. We'll root into our right foot and step the left foot back for a low lunge. So stack the right knee over the top of the right ankle. Find an inhale, press into the hands, lift up through the heart, and then on an exhale, we'll set that left knee onto the earth. So definitely utilize your blocks as a system of support. In a lot of yin yoga practices, they think of the props as an extension of the heart. So as you inhale, lift up through that courageous heart, gaze lifts. And then as you exhale, press into the front foot and send the hips back over the heel. So flex those right toes back towards your face. Take an inhale here. And an exhale, we hinge at the hips, forward fold, dropping chin to chest. Take a breath in, flex your right toes back towards your nose,
And on a breath out, let's press those toes into the earth like we're pressing on the gas in your car. So as we inhale, we'll flex the toes back towards the face. And then as we exhale, we'll press the toes forward. One more inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll flow here. So as we inhale, we'll bend into the front knee, heart lifts, gaze lifts. And as we exhale, send the hips back. Inhaling, coming forward. And exhaling the hips back. One more inhale. And exhale. And then as we inhale, bend into the front knee. Tuck your left toes and lift your left knee. Low lunge. Take an inhale here. And then exhale. Launch off the back foot. Step it to meet the right foot for a forward fold. As you inhale, lifting halfway long spine. And then exhale to fold. Plant the hands. This time, root into the left foot. Step the right foot back for a low lunge here. Take a breath in, and on a breath out, we'll lower the right knee towards the floor. As we inhale, the heart lifts, the gaze will lift. And then as we exhale, sending the hips back. Half Hanuman, half splits. So flex those left toes back towards your left knee. Take an inhale to extend through the crown of the head, and then exhale, we drape the chin over the knee. So inhaling, flexing the left toes back towards the face, and exhaling to press on the gas with those left toes. And again, inhaling to flex, and exhaling to press. Once more, inhale, and an exhale. Now let's flow. So as we inhale, bending into the left knee stacked over left ankle, heart lifts. And then exhale, we send the hips back. Flex the left toes towards the face. Inhaling, coming back to center. And exhaling, sending the hips back. One more inhale. And an exhale. As we inhale, bend into that front knee. Tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. As you exhale, step forward, finding your forward fold, Uttanasana, releasing the crown of the head. Take a breath in here and a breath out. And then as you inhale, press into the feet, come all the way to stand, hands up above the head. On an exhale, palms come together to touch, and we find our Hakini Mudra. Tips of the fingers to touch, sensing that place of wholeness within. Knowing that no matter where we are on the journey, this is our truest and most essential self. Whole, worthy, and a being of love. Receiving an inhale here, and an exhale. On your next inhale, sweep the hands wide and high up overhead. And as you exhale, hinging at the hips, finding your fold. Take a breath in here, and a breath out to fold. Plant the hands. Step back, finding your way into a high plank or push-up position. If that doesn't feel good for you this afternoon, you can just lower your knees, taking a tabletop here. Receive a breath in, and on a breath out, we bend at the elbows and lower all the way to the belly. Untuck your toes and press your feet into the earth. We'll slide our fingertips wide as the mat or outside of your shoulders and come high onto the finger pads. On an inhale, we'll take a low cobra. Peel the heart away from the earth, and then exhale, we release the forehead down. Let's do that again. Inhaling, the forehead lifts, heart lifts, and exhaling to roll it on down. Last one here. Inhale, and an exhale. And then as you're ready, slide the hands underneath the shoulders, press up through your tabletop, and back to a child's pose. Spread the knees out wide and draw the toes together to touch as you lower the hips to the heels and rest the forehead onto the earth. So just take a moment here and rock the head from side to side, massaging out the temple, releasing the jaw and letting the tongue be heavy in your mouth. Find another inhale here. Opening the mouth, exhale, let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale and an exhale. One more breath in and a breath out. Now this time walk your fingertips forward. Draw the palms together to touch and turn the thumbs towards the sky. We'll bend the elbows and draw the hand behind the nape of the neck. Taking a prayer here. Walking the elbows forward, we start to create a stretch in the latissimus dorsi, in the shoulders and the armpits. Tapping into that deeper breath here. When you're ready, release the hands. Start to walk the hands back to meet the knees, and we'll come to stand on our knees for a camel pose, Ustrasana. So options here, you can have your toes untucked back behind you, pressing the tops of the feet into the earth, or you can tuck the toes, whatever feels best for you in this moment. So if you do have a block or something along those lines, it's a good idea to place the block between your thighs to give your legs something to squeeze onto to activate through the core. If not, think about that activation by hugging the thighs in together to protect the low back. And we'll draw our hands to the backs of our hips. Hug the inner thighs in together, and you'll already start to notice that that action starts to lift you up through the heart. So I encourage you in this shape to think about lifting up with the heart rather than bending back with the spine. So we take a breath in here and a breath out. Maybe starting to lean the hips back into the hands, lifting the heart. Take another inhale. And then exhale, maybe extending the crown of the head back towards your toes. Find another breath in and a breath out. So if it's in your practice, you can reach your hands back for your heels. I'm feeling a little tender in my low back today, so I'm just going to stay here supporting myself. And so we find ourselves in this place of deep vulnerability, opening our hearts to the greater unknown, exposing all of the tenderest parts of ourselves to something that we cannot yet see. How do we meet ourselves with that open-hearted presence, with a deep and courageous inhale and a soft, nourishing exhale? Another breath in here. And a breath out. As you inhale, slowly coming back to center. Releasing the hands and then coming to sit onto your heels. So if you do have a block or something of the leg, go ahead and sit down onto that, especially if you have any sensitivity in the knees. Resting the palms face down on the tops of your thighs, close down the eyes. Noticing the energy that has awakened from this back bend. Finding an inhale here and an exhale. Another breath in and a breath out. So we'll shift from our hero's pose into rabbit. So releasing the hands down by your heels. Take a breath in here. Coming forward, we start to release the crown of the head towards the earth. Rolling forward onto our crowns and lifting the back of the heart, the kidneys towards the sky. Take a breath in here And a breath out. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And then slowly walk the hands forward. We'll make our way onto our bellies for Sphinx pose. So draw your elbows so that they're stacked underneath your shoulders. Resting on the forearms, spread the fingers wide. Take an inhale here, press the forearms into the earth to lift up through the heart, the crown of the head. And a breath out, softening the glutes, softening the quads, maybe even opening the mouth to let the jaw soften. We find an inhale here and an exhale. One more breath in. And on a breath out, let's spread the elbows wide, stacking the hands one on top of the other, and rest the forehead onto the backs of the hands. Pranam. Bend the knees and then windshield wiper the feet from side to side, releasing the low back. And then we'll go ahead and extend those feet back behind us, flipping over onto our bellies, our backs. The belly of the back body. Bend the knees and plant the feet here. Resting the palms down by your sides, palm face up. Let's just take a moment of integration. Letting the spine release onto the mat. Gifting the back of our heads to be heavy. And allowing the muscles in the scalp to soften. Find an inhale here and an exhale. Another breath in and a breath out. Then on your next inhale, extend the right foot into the sky, flexing the toes back towards your face, and then cross the right ankle over the top of the left thigh for figure 4. So energetically press that right knee away from your right shoulder, offering a bit of space in the hip here. We'll extend the arms out into a T. Find a breath in, and on a breath out, press the right ankle into the left thigh, continuing to open up through the right knee. Finding another breath in here, and on a breath out, we're going to lower the entire figure 4 shape over to the left. So the sole of the right foot goes along with the left knee. So we keep that figure 4 shape, but we're opening up to the left. You can keep gazing towards the sky or over towards your right thumb. Find an inhale here and an exhale. So we take a little twist as we open up through the right hip. A breath in here and a breath out. As you inhale, coming back through center. Extend the sole of the right foot towards the earth and then set that foot back onto the ground. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Press your pelvis into the earth. Find another inhale and an exhale. And then as you inhale, reach the left foot to the sky. Bend the knee and then cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. So we press the ankle into thigh and then press the knee away from the shoulder. So that will create an opening in the front of the hip flexor. Find another breath in, and then on a breath out, we lower the sole of the left foot over towards the right, gaze to the left. Utilize your next breath in here, and a breath out. An inhale, and an exhale. And as you inhale, coming back to center, releasing the sole of the left foot back to the earth. And then once again, we toe heel our feet wide, knocking the knees together and bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the navel. Finding that connection with yourself in this moment. allowing the muscles, the ligaments, the joints to surrender over to the shape and the support of the earth below you. Feeling your own inhalation and exhalation, cultivating that relationship of reciprocity, of give and take with the environment within and around you. Sensing the rhythm of your own heartbeat, that unique drum that is all your own. And as you're ready, receiving a full breath in and an open mouth exhale. And again, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. One more deep breath in and a breath out. And in your own time, we'll release each hand down by our sides, palm face up. Extending the feet long onto the earth. Spread the legs wide, spread the arms wide. Take up the space that you deserve. Allow yourself to embody all that you are. Hug the shoulders underneath you, elevating the heart. We find another deep breath in through the nose and an open mouth exhale. One more breath in. Make this the biggest, deepest, fullest breath you've taken all day. When you feel you can't breathe in anymore, just take in one more sip of air and hold at the top. Holding here and slowly exhaling it all out. Releasing to our final shape, Shavasana. The ultimate journey of surrender. Touching that exhale and receiving that inhale and letting go. So as you rest here, remember our journey together. What are your intentions? Those seedlings that we planted together on the new moon in Leo, that fierce lion energy of expansion, of light, of heat, of creativity. Learning to journey into our voice, how to speak up and say our truth, and knowing when to find silence. Starting to polish our compass. That true north, that direction that we find. Taking accountability so that we may arrive with integrity. And then allowing ourselves the softness of integration. We walk this path together, though our journeys may be separate. Being led and inspired by the quiet whisperings of the tender heart. Begin to deepen the breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, and circle out the wrists and the ankles, inviting life back into the body. Reach the arms up overhead and take a full body stretch from the tips of the toes to the tips of the fingers. Gently rock the head from side to side, inviting awareness back into the moment. And with your eyes heavy, roll over onto one side. Taking a moment here to pause with the bottom arm like a pillow for the head, and the top hand resting on the earth. And we see this shape as a juncture, a bridge between our practice here on the mat and the way that we engage with the rest of the world. So, my tender-hearted friends, what is it that you're cultivating in your life? Something that you would like to take with you from your yoga practice that you can continue to nourish in the garden of your life? And what is it that you would like to let go of? Something that's no longer serving, that is ready to be transformed and alchemized, composted by your yoga practice this afternoon or this morning or whenever you do this practice. Staying behind closed eyes, start to make your way back to a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, we lengthen through the crown of the head, broadening through the collarbones to open up our courageous heart. On an inhale, we'll sweep those hands up overhead. And then exhale, drawing the hands together through heart center. One last time, we find our Hakini Mudra, this gesture of integration, cultivating equilibrium between all parts of ourselves, finding that delicate dance of balance between the masculine and the feminine. Receiving another breath in, lengthen the crown of the head towards the sky, and on a breath out, bowing the chin to the chest. In reverence to the heart's wisdom, we bow.
Find one more inhale here and an open mouth exhale. The divine light in me sees, honors, and bows to the divine light in each and every one of you, tender-hearted souls. Namaste. Thanks so much for showing up to your mats and for yourselves today and all days, especially during this time that we get to explore together. My name is Caitlin. If you have questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me either in the WhatsApp group, personally, or via email. I am a yoga teacher here at Brush Creek Ranch in Saratoga, Wyoming for the summer, and I'm exploring a yoga therapy certification. So we're really intending to work with the tools of yoga to offer benefit to people working with mental illness. Um, and so if that's something that if this class resonated with you, or you think that somebody else that you know in your life would be of service, please, please, please reach out. Um, Definitely have found this practice to be of benefit in my life. So from my tender heart to yours, thanks everyone.